the world of mini hot hatches, none come hotter than the Peugeot 208 GTi 30th anniversary. Whereas the regular 208 GTi is a little bit uneventful, this 30th is much more aggressive. Peugeot's motorsport division have got involved, adding more power, bigger brakes, stiffer suspension, a proper mechanical limited slip differential, and wider, stickier tyres. All this should mean that this little 208 will be able to hold its head high against much more expensive opposition.
It's the original hot hatch. Peugeot started many years ago with the 205 GTi, and it's actually good fun to drive this car around here. It does tend to have that typical front driver understeer when pushed hard, and the brakes don't give you a lot of confidence onto the way into the corner. The ABS seems to trigger very easily on the inside wheel if it's unloaded, and it does tend to create a fair bit of understeer. Once you sort of figure that out, it's a good fun car. Like the Renault, maybe it's a French thing, the gearbox is a little bit vague and not overly direct in both up change and down change. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of the ergonomics, the seating position, steering and everything like that. Again, you seem to sit on it rather than sit in it. But overall, still a great car, and as I said, a fantastic hot hatch.
It's taken Peugeot 30 years to actually recapture what it was that was special about the old 205 GTi. So, and that's really why the 208's called the 30th anniversary, but it also gets more kit over a standard one, and it shows. It's actually a really, really good car to drive. It's a little bit twitchy because it's short wheelbase and it's very direct, and I'm not 100% convinced with the interior, the way it's laid out, but it's great fun and it really works well on the track. So at the money, you know, you're buying some big fun.
It's a big improvement on the base 208, and that's important. It's got heaps of grip, and the core thing is the chassis can stand up the grip. It can keep up with that much tyre on the car. I just think the controls are a little bit soft, like it's got softly steering and softly pedals and a bit of a long throw shift to it, and it takes a long time to get used to the controls. Overall, it's a fun little hot hatch, and it's the best Peugeot I've ever driven.
The little Peugeot 208 GTi, to give it its proper name, the 30th anniversary edition, and that's actually an important thing because they've given it more brakes, they've given it more tyre, they've given it a cooler interior, and it really makes that step up from the standard 208 GTi. Personally, I loved it. I thought it was one of the star performers out on the road. I know the other guys poo-poo it. I'm kind of from a front-wheel drive, lots of grip background, and man, I loved that thing. It was awesome.